Hey folks, what's up? So we're gonna do something a little bit different, something that I don't know if anybody else is doing, but why not be the first to do it? Welcome to the Geek Culture Upfronts. Robert, are you ready?
Yep.
Ashley, Jabba, are you ready?
Yes.
I want to
Yes.
say from the dance that you were ready. Yes. All right, so let's have some fun and try something new out. Let's go. Even got a new opening. Wow. Hey folks, what's up? Hey, I still got a little bit from that stemmy, you know what I'm saying? So folks, welcome to TBA News presented by the Hungry Bleak Show. So this is one of our first episodes that we're going to do. First off, Happy New Year to everyone.
Merry New Year.
First off, it's Merry New Year. So I need to rewatch that tonight now. So what we're doing this evening is we are doing our Geek Culture Upfronts. So usually what upfronts are is like TV executives and all those networks and everything like that, streaming services, what have you, they'll get together and they'll have something usually in the beginning of fall, like when new seasons are supposed to start, which is usually like typically in September-ish kind of time, October, where they'll get together and they'll talk about all the new TV shows that are going to be coming out on NBC, CBS, Fox, whatever other network, ABC. So I was like, well, why don't we have anything like that for geek culture as far as comics and novels and gaming and such like that? And I was like, we don't have anything like that. So I said, you know what, why don't we do that? But instead of us waiting till the fall, we're going to do this once a month in the beginning of the month. And we're going to tell you what we are excited about. And since it's January, the beginning of the year, I figured why don't we start right there? But you know where's an even better place to start? With my co-host, the incredible writer over here, Robert Jeffrey. One of the best in the business. Notice the t-shirt, Shanga and the Jade Obelisk. Amazing sword and fantasy stuff going on. Outstanding adaptation. Start out of 1 through 3 art. Shameless plug. And we've also got one of my favorite artists, one of the best guardians out there in Destiny, and one of the best people as well. Notice the logo in the corner. This incredible artist created that. This is Jabba Chan, y'all.
Yeah.
So let's start with this inaugural episode of Geek Culture Upfront. So we're going to start with Jabba and one of our favorite games.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are at the new Act 3 for Destiny, which is actually next week, January 7th. And I'm like, Tuesday, as it's like normal ritual. So I'm excited. I've already capped at my seasonal rank already. So don't come for me. I'm at like 150. Okay. I'm probably higher at this point. I'm wondering what they're going to do with this third act, because the first two was more cutscenes and more cinematic stuff than anything, and a lot of talking. So I kind of want more action involved, like especially from like how Echoes was with the last with the last act 3. It's like, oh, this got real. This got deep. There's a lot of action, a lot of explosions. So I need to know, what are your thoughts? And also, I don't mind it to break, because usually like that first week of the new act expansion, whatever, there's always glitches, like heads go missing, people don't show up in the tower, legit don't show up in the tower, some people get kicked out, aka me. So just saying.
I feel like it's going to be fun. We did get a lot of exposition, but it's a lot of story. There's a lot of story there, so they had to give it to us. But those cutscenes are incredible. They are. So I am not a big cutscene fan, but when it's such a deep and rich story as in Destiny 2, what have you, in the whole universe, I'll forgive it because they're just incredible. And they're beautifully done. As far as like the animation and the voice acting is top notch. I think we're supposed to be getting the vampires now, are we? Because I know we're supposed to be getting like a vampire-esque story or enemies. Because that was like announced in the very beginning. I don't know. Maybe that's what the Bane characters are. But I'm not sure, because I've only faced one Bane character, and it took me like 3 or 4 lives to take it out. So I was like, oh, Yeah, and as we all know, as much as I love vampires, I should have been able to take that thing out in like 2 seconds, as much as I know about vampires, and it did not work. So I don't know what we're gonna get. I'm excited with this because it'll be the last act of this arc of the story, I guess would be the way to say it.
Yeah, it's the last act, but I think we still have one more. Because it was only after
Mhm.
Final Shape, it was Echoes, and it was this one. So I think we have one more story.
Yeah, we'll be getting something else. I'm not sure what it was, but they'll be coming out with it, and we'll talk about it again on the upfronts. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, look at that retention. That's how that social media thing works.
Ooh.
Wow, that's awesome. Wow, I'm learning something. It's great. So yes, Destiny 2 expansion. It's incredibly fun and a lot of deep story. But something else that's been fun and a lot of deep story because this team has been around for eons is Justice League Unlimited. Robert,
Love them.
there you go.
So thanks for the mic pass.
That's that baton, man. You got to get that track in there, man. You got to get it. That's it, baby.
So we all grew up with the DC animated universe, with Batman, the animated series, Superman, and then Justice League, and then Justice League Unlimited. And recently, DC Comics had an event called Absolute Power, and out of that mega summer event or mega event, we had a bunch of like relaunches underneath the banner of All In. So looking at this new series is called Justice League Unlimited, and it's one of the new series that and I know there's been many like iterations of Justice League and Justice League Unlimited within the pages of comics, but this is the all-in version, and it's written by Mark Waid, drawn by Dan Moira, and the first two issues have been released, and I'm excited because it captures, at least for me, it does a couple of things. It reintroduces me back to the current line, or basically where we are currently within the DC universe, because these comic books undergo so many reboots and restarts and reboots and restarts that there are many times where I take a break. I'm just sorry, like it just is what it is. So I'm glad that we have this is kind of a fresh starting off point. And secondly, I always love the wide and varied lineup that you had from Justice League Unlimited, the animated series. So you would have a chance for the Trinity, Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, to interact with various members of that universe. And it's the same thing here within the pages of the actual comic book. So we're at a point now where the Justice League has pretty much opened itself up to a bunch of other heroes to join their ranks, and they want to, it seems that as if within these first two issues, attack the problems before they get like larger than they normally get. And by this time in the story, a group called Inferno has introduced themselves within the first two issues. So, and if this third issue, they're going to be dealing with this like all new threat. I think Swamp Thing is going to make an appearance, and we're going to have some more shine time with the Atom and Plastic Man. So Mark can write his butt off. Like, he is one of the best comic book writers in the game, just period. Dan Moira on the artwork for, like I said, with the first two issues, it's been pretty solid. And I just love having this wide and varied roster of heroes and heroines. And there's actually a threat that's internal to the Justice League at this point. So it's definitely worth checking out. I'm looking forward to the third issue because I've been very impressed with where they've gone with the first two issues.
Can I just say a minor note? Because as soon as you said Justice League Unlimited, the intro or the animation just like popped right back in my head. Like, just throw on the guitar riffs, and that was it. I was set.
Well, so one thing to that point, when you open on the introductory page or on the credits page, there is there's a graphic where you see the Trinity and then other heroes in that orange sunlight bathe.
Oh,
So you can tell that even from the font of the title font of this comic book, and then when you see stuff like that, you know that I feel that they are pulling from elements of the animated series because they know that we grew up and loved that. So that was a perfect like call out, because like, and when I saw it at the bottom of it, I was like, y'all know what y'all doing. Y'all know what y'all doing.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That touches my heart.
That's one of the coolest things.
I would definitely check it out. I mean, recommend checking it out because it's a good starting point.
I haven't. The only thing I've read from the DC All In is the question, and the question ties into what's happening at the. But that's what I love, is that they're tying everything in so neatly that I want to read all these other tips, because Justice League Unlimited, like you said, I can hear the and then you see the 7, but then you see all these other people coming out.
That's where the car comes in.
Exactly. I even started rewatching Justice League so I could get to Unlimited.
Yeah.
And and those little nuggets, like you said, they're definitely pulling from that and saying, we know how much you love this series. So why haven't we done this for like the actual comics?
Yeah.
And All In was a perfect time to do it, because you're pretty much starting everything from scratch. You have All In and then you have Absolute. So why not do something like this? So I absolutely love that. You're making me want to read it. And I can't remember last time I read a Justice League book. It might have been Tower of Babel, probably, or maybe even before that, which was a long time ago. Because I have wanted to get into DC. DC's doing something with their comics right now that is just, they are hitting a spot with me personally that I want to buy just about everything. I even want to go with Challengers of the Unknown, and because it all ties into what's happening in the Watchtower. The question is so very interesting to me. I'm like, oh wait. And it reminded me of like a Western, almost like a, dare I say it, DS9 kind of feel.
Yeah.
Dare I say it? I'm just saying. So yeah,
it's great. It's definitely great. And you mentioning the Challengers, there are separate teams all on the Watchtower, and that's like when I was. It's beautiful. It's definitely, like I said, worth checking out. Definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, definitely something else that's going to be worth checking out this January. So there's this huge thing in wrestling right now, which has come about this January, where WWE has gone to Netflix. The first episode of Raw is going to be on January 6th, next Monday. Huge. We're going to see how that's going to play out, how that's even going to look on the streaming service. AEW has finally come to Max after 5 years. You can see a lot of their classic stuff. I went back and I was watching. I never watched. I was watching the first Double or Nothing, their first pay-per-view, the first incarnation of AEW. That's astonishing. But here comes a new challenger, folks. We have Ashe Wrestling. Now, this is a company that's been around for a little bit. Excuse me. One of the things I love is the fact that this is a black wrestling company. They have some of like stars that you'll see in a lot of like companies, even in AEW or Impact, the TNA, Ring of Honor, because they're all indies. You will be able to see them there. Now, what they are doing is starting January 9th of this year, Ashe will be launching episodic releases covering the entire history of Ashe Wrestling so far. They will be doing this, excuse me, on Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They'll be exclusively on their YouTube page, Ashe Wrestling. I feel this is great because this is a company that I don't think a lot of people like. Like if you're into wrestling and you're black, I mean, you don't have to be black to enjoy it, but you probably are. That this is a big thing. I've just started following this company recently. I was actually shown it by Maurice Waters of Black Sci-Fi. Thank you very much, sir. And I was like, oh, wait, hold on. Let me check this out. And it just looks incredible. And I'm seeing the roster of people who I know, who I don't know, which is what I love. I think this is very exciting. This is a very exciting time to be a wrestling fan. And to have this Black-owned entertainment a company where they do live events, they have content creation, and the fact that it's based out of Charlotte, North Carolina. I just think it's beautiful. And even Ashe, so the term Ashe has Yoruba origins, meaning the ability to create, challenge, life force, energy. Change life force energy. But when you do create those, you do create challenges in your life that you can overcome and sustain. Wow, that was great. Um, Awesome. So I'm excited for this. I want to see this company progress and just grow and just no pun intended, but evolve into something even more beautiful than it possibly could be. But I love the fact of it. First off, starting out in Charlotte, North Carolina, and just this is just awesome to me. I love the look. I love the feel. I would love to get a t-shirt, but apparently the lavender ones are the most popular because they have not been in stock for I don't know how long. But I'm very patient. I am very patient, so I can wait. It's no problem. But yes, I'm excited for this. Wrestling is hot. It's been the hottest it's ever been. So this is a great time to jump on board with something and to be able to go to YouTube. And it's free. YouTube each week and check this out. I think it's great. And I'm all for it. And I am excited for this. Streaming services and being able to stream things on a stream service is not something to just be lackadaisical about. It's very important. And yeah, I'm excited for them. Congratulations. And I cannot wait.
Sounds awesome.
Something else that's really awesome is just the ability to summon fire. Doesn't that sounds like kind of a cool power? I mean, we know about Human Torch, Johnny Storm.
If you actually know, just like rub your ankles together, you can start one that way.
Look, that just means you need some shea butter, or you need a Fire Force.
Yes, we can get ready for Fire Force final season. The trailer has been out for a couple of days. If not, you need to watch it. Okay. Now, even though it is an upfront and we still have a ways of waiting, I'm just gonna make a quick pet peeve. I want these animes to be one season. Stop splitting them up, okay? Because apparently, yes, sir.
No. I was raising my hand in agreement.
Okay.
No.
Because I'm like, okay.
Preach on, sister. Preach on. I'm not. No.
We have the trailer, which is nice. They give us like an update where it's like coming out in April, but the second part won't debut until January of 2026. So I'm way in the future. Yes, I'm way in the future. I'm way in the future for our upfronts. You're welcome.
Damn.
That's
I'm not a fan of it at all. I mean, this has really been a low-key anime that I think has been popular, but like it isn't talked about as much as say like Jujutsu Kaisen. Or
it's popular, but especially when you read the manga and you kind of see where something ties in together. If you haven't already seen it I don't know if they have to rewatch the second season, but I don't know if they showcase it just yet in the anime. If you see it, you start to say like, wait a minute, I know something. So I don't want to give it away because it is a major key spoiler for the anime if you guys have not read the manga. But I'm saying like, why?
Yeah, I think did I finish? No, I might need. I think I have like 3 more episodes for the second season. To watch a Fire Force. I remember when it started coming on Cartoon Network, and I was like, oh wow, and then I missed a bunch, and I was like, okay, well I'll just go on demand. And every time I tried to play on demand, my cable box would shut down. I was like, okay, so this shouldn't be on demand then because I'm demanding it and it ain't on. So I think y'all just need to rework that. It's in the title, on demand. So when it started coming on Hulu, I was like, oh, okay, great. And I started watching it and I just absolutely loved it. My favorite character when I got into second season is Ogun. Just because I love his ability to fight, and also a black anime character who has locks, and his ability is so cool. And the fact that he's named Ogun, I mean, after a god. I definitely love that fact. I would like to see more of him. I haven't seen very much of him in second season. I want to see more of him. I think they have so many characters.
You'll see more. You'll definitely see more. Yeah,
because in the second season, they flushed out so many characters that at a certain point I got overwhelmed. I was like, wait, hold on, calm down. That's what bothers me with anime is that they give you too many characters, and it kind of can divide your attention so much. They'll usually end up bringing it together, but still, it's a lot up there, and you end up missing some of your favorites. And Ogun is one of my favorites. When I saw his his like fire spears and then like his like form. I was like, oh, that's what. I thought that was one of the coolest things possible, and I absolutely loved it. So yeah, I'm excited for it. But I also don't want to wait that long for the second part of a season. I absolutely hate that. But we might get a movie, maybe. If that's possible.
From what they're saying, it's being split into two. I mean, it's not like how Demon Slayer is supposed to be, where like we know we're getting like the movies for it.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is though, I know I was talking about Fire first, but my thing is I don't want them to do the movies and then do episodes. Because when they did for Mugen Train, it was the movie, but then they split it to like 6 episodes. I'm like, no, just give me like the 90 minutes of suffering, so I could cry, and like amazing animation. I don't want to sit there and watch like 6 episodes of the same thing. Because they started to do that with a couple animes. They did it with Dragon Ball Z when they did Resurrection F and the Battle of the Gods. They split those into episodes, but they changed up some of the dialogue and some of the scenes in it compared to how they did for the movies. So hopefully, if they do the movies, just keep it as the movies. Don't split it up into episodes, because no, just leave it as is. That's it.
Yeah, I totally understand. But you know what they should leave as is DC Power. I mean, they're coming up with some of the best of these segues are hot. These segues are hot like hotcakes. You gotta jump on these. You gotta jump on these segues, folks. I'm telling you. So they've got a new DC Power. Robert, what are we in store for?
So DC Power is it's an anthology that DC Comics puts out where it's focused on, I think it's usually just like Black creators, and it normally comes out in February. But it looks like with DC Power, it's called DC Power Rise of the Power Company. This is tying into, once again, another DC book tying into Absolute Power, and sort of like Justice League Unlimited is, and another book I'll be talking about tonight. And in this, they're bringing together creators like Brandon Thomas, Vita Ayala, John Jennings, and Zipporah Smith, and artists like Ray Anthony Hike, Kanan White, Kelsey Ramsey, and Charles Stewart III. That creative crew alone should get you to buy this book. It should get you to buy this book. These are veterans within comic books all across the board, from indie publishers to mainstream and just major book publishers. Eisner nominated, Eisner winning, just really, really good talents. But the book focuses on the efforts of, there's a lawyer, a meta attorney named Josiah Power, and he brings together a group of these heroes and heroines to push back against the Waller was right movement, which is basically taking Amanda Waller, spoiler for Absolute Power. Amanda Waller was, 3, 2, 1, spoiler. Amanda Waller's in jail, and she did something very horrible. I won't go deep into it, but where there's a movement that supports this idea that metas are wrong. Metas deserve to be. It's like on some like anti-mutant type of ish right now. And what Josiah Power is doing is he wants to bring this group of heroes together, and I think working in tandem with the Watchtower and maybe with the Justice League somewhat, but to fight whatever threats come across Black and Brown communities. But then also it says to rebuild human faith in heroes. So normally we get like an anthology with DC Power, we get an anthology where the stories are separate, right? And it looks like in this one, without having like a preview of the book, this is like the actual book, it looks as if these stories will be connected to a larger ongoing story that's happening within All In. So, and then also apparently this is going to be a lead-in for the return of the Power Company. So on the cover alone, you see Cyborg, you see Sojourner, Malene, the Green Lantern, you see, I think, Vixen, the Signal, and a couple of other people. I mean, it's just, it looks like a solid lineup. And this might be my new DC team book. If this is like an ongoing, it does say like, number one. So I'm hoping like this is a mini series. If it is just a just a one shot with the anthology, that's cool. But I love this reminds me, the closest that I ever got to a team like this was Brian Hill's the
Outsiders.
Yeah, and that was, man, I love that book. And then going on the Marvel side, the Ultimates, from way back when with Blue Marvel. I was going to say Photon,
Yes,
Black Panther, America Chavez. So it's like I love these very superpowered groups, but we get more inclusion, diversity, and some really solid players. So I think this is definitely a book to check out on, I think it's January 29th. So it's a little bit later, but definitely check out this book for the talent and for the behind the scenes and for the heroes and heroines on the scene. On the pages. So
can I say one thing? Why does Homeboy in the front remind me of Jet Black from Cowboy Bebop?
I mean, you're not wrong.
I think that's Josiah Power, but yeah.
I mean, like, I'm getting like Cowboy Bebop. Like, I'm like, he looked familiar. I'm like, let me do a quick little search. I'm like, yeah.
He is giving a little Jet. Yes.
Yeah.
I had a friend years ago who was actually he read the Power Company, like he was a big fan of it. I never got to read it. So yeah, that's Josiah Power. He's a meta attorney. I believe he's also gay.
Okay.
I want to say I think he was like married in the series, or he was dating. Like there was some type of relationship, which I love the fact of, because we don't have that really a lot of that that inclusion of having like a really powerful character and everything like that, but also being something other than straight. We don't. That roster, I don't know which is more just powerful, the team roster or the creative team on this. Yes. I don't know. They rival each other, truthfully. I mean, you have Josiah, you have my favorite Green Lantern. I'm gonna say Joe, Cyborg, Vixen, the Signal. You've got the Batman, Jace Fox.
Yep.
And you have, I don't know which one of the Shazam family that is, but the fact that we have a Shazam character on here. Oh no, is that Black Adam? That's not Black Adam.
No, that's a Shazam character.
No, that's, oh my God. There was a Black Adam series, like a maxi series, like 12 issues, maybe a couple of years ago. It was actually during the pandemic. I was reading it, and he was an ancestor of Teth Adam.
Okay.
And that's him. He was, I want to say he was either a medical student or a doctor. No, he was a medical student. And he was almost, I think he was in like maybe his third year or something like that. And Teth Adam got sick, something was wrong, and he ended up giving him like his power, his ring and everything.
Okay.
So he has a power. So if you check out, it was from like maybe like 2021, 2020, maybe something like that, I want to say. Oh, that's what I think that is. Oh, wow. So yeah, this roster is crazy.
It's stacked.
Holy cow. But Brandon Thomas, Vita Ayala, John Jennings. Yes, take all my money. Well, not all of it because I got to rent, but take some of it. You know what I'm saying? Take enough. Take enough. Zipporah Smith, Ray Anthony Height, Midnight Tiger is one of the most dastardly books. Absolutely love it. Wish I had that as a kid. Kanan White. Yes, absolutely. Kelsey Ramsey, your name has been in my mouth constantly since I want to say Good Deeds. You were on, and now you just did work for Midnight for the Horizon Experiment. You did Moondogs, I want to say.
Wow.
So there was a reason why. Damn. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Let me. You know what? I'm gonna keep this up because I'm gonna have to order this. I'm gonna put a little bit on it, and I'm going for the variants.
There are two. You had it right. Bolt is I think he's a Shazam member.
Bolt, okay. Oh, that's his name now. Bolt.
Yeah, I'm looking at the roster and it says Batman, Jace Fox, Bolt, Malik White, Cyborg, Victor
Yes.
Stone, Green Lantern, Sojourner Malene, Kid Flash, Wallace West, Signal, Duke Thomas, and Vixen, Mari McCabe. So
I don't
those,
see
I don't see.
what's name on there.
I
Yeah,
don't see Wally. Where is he?
I don't see him, but I saw him on. I pulled up another website where they have the characters, the main characters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but yeah. This is
Well, maybe Wally's within the background because he speeds out too fast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what? He ran out of shot real quick. You can't see him. He went to go get a sandwich or something. Like, this is, dude, yeah. This is an instant buy, instant. And I
Yeah.
love the fact that this isn't just the anthology, which I have issues with the anthology, but this is about being positive, and this is really cool. I love this. The team is like I said, both the creative team and the actual roster of heroes they have on this. Both rosters are heavy hitters. This is going to be awesome. I'm so excited for this. I can't wait to find this on my tablet and on my shelf. But something else I can't wait to find, folks, is this comic. Damn, they're like hotcakes, man. They're everywhere. This is crazy. These segues are it's dastardly work. So, thank you, Robert, for first off telling us a few months ago about the Horizon experiment. Incredible thing that is literally an experiment. I got to talk to Pornzak a little bit at New York Comic Con. One of the nicest guys, so cool, and he was just excited about everything there. But I'm excited about this one, which is Finders Keepers. So basically, this is about a like a Puerto Rican Indiana Jones that does it in reverse, steals from museums, which I love, and then gives back. So this is going to be in January as well. And first off, look, Vida Ayala, 2 stories with your name in it because you are incredible. When your name pops up, I automatically want to see what's going on. We also have Skylar Patridge and Jason Wordy. This is going to be another hit, I think, for the Horizon experiment, which they've had some of the best things I've read this year, truthfully. Every one of them has been so different, but still so great, and the inclusion is incredible. So basically, the Horizon experiment Finders Keepers is a reverse Indiana Jones story that follows a Puerto Rican archaeologist grad student, Inez Guadua. I hope I'm saying that properly. My Spanish is rusty. Who plans to steal an important cultural artifact from a famous museum in order to bring it back home to where it belongs, in the hearts of the rainforest. If she fails, then a curse may bring about the destruction of Puerto Rico.
Oh,
I love the fact that once again, it's not the world. That is not like the end of the world. It's the end of Puerto Rico. I love the fact that it ties it to a place, an actual place where your heart is, where your culture is, where your blood is from. I love that. It would be like if they had this story and it was about Panama. That would hit me because my father is from Panama. So I love the fact that it has that cultural aspect to it. And I love the fact that it's the reverse because, look, I'm going to go back to the scene in Black Panther where Killmonger was like, was in the museum and you could tell something was about to go down. You know what I mean? Because, museums with artifacts and everything, that bother me. I don't mind going and seeing art and pictures. I love that. Paintings, sculptures, that's cool. But when it's somebody from a culture and you're keeping it and you're just running it around and you don't have no plan on giving it back or caring about the people in that culture, that's when I have an issue. So I love the idea of the story. It kind of reminds me of, there was something similar. I want to say it was a story that you spoke about, Robert, from Jeffrey Thorne, Prodigal Egg of the First Light.
Yeah, Prodigal Egg of the First
Light.
Where
that's a similar thing too, of taking something back. I love the fact of, as much as we might love Indiana Jones, and Harrison Ford, it is messed up. It is.
Preach.
It is. It is. How many people died in that cave from them darts? Alfred Molina died from them darts in that before he became a Doc Ock. He died in that cave with those darts. And then the people getting rolled over by that big dusty stone ball. Again, great movies. Scope is great, beautiful.
Yeah.
But there's something about that I absolutely hate. So I love this story, and having the platform of the Horizon experiment and Image to bring this story to life is absolutely something I am here for. I love it. Yeah, this is another one I'm going to be getting. I'm going to be getting obviously the print as well, so I'll have all of them. But the variant covers I'm absolutely loving. Yeah, this is the other cover that's going to be up.
Okay.
I love that one. That's beautiful.
I love it.
And there's a virgin copy of it as well. If you don't know what a virgin copy is, because that me saying that out of nowhere without context sounds very awkward, and I do not want any trouble from y'all, I promise you. A virgin cover, what that is in comics is it'll just be a cover that doesn't have any of the text. It won't have the title of the cover, the number, anything like that. As you can see, this is a regular cover. And this is a virgin cover. I don't want y'all coming for me. That's what it means. I like to talk about things and use the vernacular, but I also want, if you don't know what it is, I'll always try to explain it to you. Not that I'm looking down, it's just some people may not know those terms, and I'll say something that doesn't sound right. Because if I just say virgin cover out of nowhere, out of context, it does not sound right. It does not sound right at all. I'm waiting for lawyers to come calling me and everything. I don't need that type of smoke. I don't need it. So that's what that is. And this is some of the art that's involved in it. Even the art, it just feels...
Beautiful. Yeah.
It just has that feel, you know, certain art just feels culturally, it just feels like you automatically gravitate to it. And this feels like, yes, this feels like a big box of yes, and I'm for it. The grand scope, the beauty of it, and the brown skin. Can we talk about brown skin all day, every day?
See, you know, when I first saw the cover of this, I instantly thought about Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. I was thinking about Nadine and Chloe. Those like one of my two favorites from the franchise. I'm like yes. Also got a little crush on Chloe. So I'm just saying, girl's hot. Can't complain. Well, both of them are actually like, you know, they're beautiful characters. So I'm like, can't complain.
I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you at all for that. So yeah, this is gonna be coming out. I'm excited about this. Awesome. And this is, you know, hopefully this will be something that's really big and grand. Speaking of big and grand, Jabba, damn, these are hot. Attack on Titan, talking about big, grand, and scary.
So as some of you already know, like Attack on Titan is pretty much is done, allegedly. But there's a trailer that's coming. There's a trailer that just dropped because it's actually a fan-made trailer. It's kind of like a full-blown episode for a fan fiction that was created. And when I tell you, because I already seen it, but when I tell you, when you guys see this, you would think that, like, you know, it was done possibly by Mappa, but it wasn't.
Well, if y'all are okay with this, let's take a look at this right now.
Yeah.
Since we want to do stuff like that. So, folks, this is the trailer for Attack on Titan Requiem. Not to be confused with Requiem of a Dream. We don't want that. Here we go. Oh, it's not going to play automatically. My fault.
When you wake up, you'll forget what you learned here.
I was naive to think that bringing Aaron here would change anything. Blood was all that connected us. We're brothers, but we couldn't be any more different. After all, Aaron could see the person in her.
So, is she free? Are we all finally free?
It sought more than survival. It looked for meaning.
And so, Armin, no matter what stands in my way,
I'm done spending.
Yeah, well, I'm
done spending too,
because that's what hurt my heart. Factor. I don't know what that was. I don't know what's going on with that. My man's mustache was kind of dry too. Look, you know, moisturize. That's fan made.
That's fan made.
That's beautiful, utterly beautiful. I need to finish the actual series.
Oh yeah,
you got me hyped to watch that.
Yeah.
it just looks beautiful. And the fact again that it's fan made, there's so many incredibly talented fans that become professionals. Obviously, whether you're a writer, an artist, letterer, anchor, musician, whatever it is, that become a part of that industry. And that's you could not tell me that wasn't from like the original series. It looks spot on.
It looks good. And if you guys want to watch it, or if anybody's who's watching this episode, it will be on the Studio Clips YouTube channel. So it's going to be on the 15th of January. So I don't know what time they're going to distribute it, but if you're going to go watch, go watch. I'm going to go watch because I liked how Attack on Titan was, especially after the last season, they went panel for panel. Yeah. So the fact that this is fan made and it's on like a fan fiction, and I'm usually not a fan of like fan fictions a lot because sometimes they kind of go they go there.
Left to be kind.
A left down in the basement around the corner. So I'm like, yeah, I want to see what they do for this one, especially if there's an alternate timeline. So I'm intrigued. I'm curious.
Definitely. Said Farrell, thank you very much. We're trying to have a great conversation, and I mean it's so very easy with the team that I've been so lucky to be able to have a part of this. All phenomenal, honestly. So these conversations, I could walk out the room and the conversations would just be just hot. It's just there because it's just we all have a love for it and of different areas and just coming together. So yeah, I'm very lucky to be able to have these great conversations with them, and I'm glad that you are all enjoying them. Thank you. Mechanical pencils. Yes, it did sound sus. So that's why I explained it. Yes, that's exactly why. Because I don't want nobody saying nothing and not putting the LOL after it. No, that's not what I want. That's not what I need right now. Okay, I'm trying to buy bread. I don't need these problems. No, but yeah, this is exciting. I want to see this.
It looks really good.
Like I said, if you had just showed me that along with the original series, I would not have believed you that it was fan made. I would not have believed you.
Looks really good. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, all right, I'll suffer and watch season 4 all over again, just like cry. But it's okay.
See, I was going to say, as somebody who I've only seen the first episode of Attack on Titan, so it's something I need to revisit. But I like the idea that apparently this is like an alternate timeline, so it gives a bit of creative freedom, so that you won't have a lot of fans being like, you can't mess with the continuity, so like alternate timeline with anything kind of gives the ability to tell whatever types of stories that are kind of set within this universe. So I like that idea. So that's pretty cool. Yeah,
that is a smart thing to do. And yeah, you do avoid those people of like the ones with because those conversations are horrible, and you want to try to avoid people with crunchy draws at all time. I'm gonna be real. If your washcloth is also crunchy, I need you to stop. Just go somewhere.
No,
exactly my point. No. But you know what you don't say ill to are cool characters. We're gonna hit DC one more again for the one time. Another cool character that we have out there now is Black Lightning. Having a resurgence, which is awesome.
Yeah. It's Black Lightning is once again, this is another story coming, a new series branching out of Absolute Power, and Jefferson Pierce is actually making an appearance in Justice League Unlimited, and he is in his own standalone series with his two daughters, Anissa and Jennifer, and Thunder and
Lightning.
Is it Lightning? Yeah. Respectively. And one of the things that there have been a variety of Black Lightning series or miniseries over the years. They've been good. And then we had the live action TV series. So the thing that stands out for me is that Jefferson is involved in this story with his ex-wife, but then also his daughters. And if you watch the TV series that was on the CW, that dynamic, him and his two daughters being like this heroic kind of trio was all something that always stood out and differentiated that TV series from any other, like, I think, superhero series that we had seen on television. And you get that here in this comic book series. So it's like I said, this is branching out of Absolute Power. So in the first 2 issues, Jefferson and Jennifer, they're working with the Justice League out of the Watchtower, and Anissa is kind of doing her own thing, and she is based out of I'm trying to remember what city she's based out, but she's not with the family. But in this upcoming 3rd issue, we have Jennifer teams up with and I'm trying to remember her name, and please forgive me, Natasha Irons, who is the current is it Steel, right? Steel. I didn't want to say like John Irons, but she's current Steel. and Steelworks is actually attacked by Volcana, which kind of happened in the 2nd issue, and her new team, the New Masters of Disaster. So I finished up the 2nd issue, and it was a really good cliffhanger. And Anissa was actually there because her abilities are kind of going out of whack, kind of spoiler. And all of this is happening as they're trying to take care of other metahumans who are being discriminated against by this new Waller was right movement and the racists and all of that. So this team, once again, another name we're going to say it 2nd time, Brandon Thomas. On with the writing, and let me see if I can pronounce his name right, for the artist Fico Ocio for the on this book. And the first 2 issues have been solid, like I said, just as in the case of Justice League Unlimited, but they are cooking they are cooking with fire or whatever on the series. So I'm really looking forward to the 3rd issue, which will actually come out next week on the 8th. But it's I've had fun with it so far, but especially missing the Black Lightning TV series on the CW, but also loving that you have this family dynamic that is still like front and center. And if you know Brandon Thomas's work going back to the series was the
Miranda Mercury
of Miranda Mercury, that was something that was hugely, and even with Noble, with something like Noble, like he writes Black families very well, especially within these sci-fi, fantastical storylines. And so you have that here with this new All In series. So what I always tell specifically Black fans, give it a shot, because we are always asking for this stuff, and the only way that at least they tell us that this stuff is going to keep flying is if we buy it. So I always say, like, if the first issue ain't jobbing with you, is what it is, but like, give it a shot. And I highly recommend Black Lightning, and just to see some like Black excellence and them kicking butt. And especially like, even if you just recently watched that Superman and Lois TV series, the Steel family is prominent there too. So this is for fans of that, you're getting that with the 2nd and 3rd issue, with Natasha. So definitely look at picking this up. And from the 2 examples of like All In that I've picked up without having read Absolute Power, I'm very excited to see what DC's doing with this like new crop of TV series, of comic book series. So definitely check it out.
Yeah, it's written and done so incredible. I read the first issue, and I love the fact of that some people lost their powers, some people regain their powers, some people's powers aren't as strong, some people's powers are overpowered, some people's powers aren't acting right at all. They've changed, and I love that. Again, everything's tied in. When they say all in, they're really saying all in, like everything's all in the same storyline, really, in essence. Which I love. So I love how it's mixed together like that, and it's awesome. And Brandon Thomas does write families so very well, Black families so very well, and Black love. He writes Black love whether it's familial, whether it's friends, whether it's romantic, whatever. He writes black love in such an incredible way. And his artists, the people that he has along on those titles, they are able to take whatever he's written and everything and draw that black love and make it in such an incredible, I don't want to sound cheesy, but such a symphony of black excellence and black love together. It really does hit. It really does hit. So yeah, this is one that I definitely will be checking on. We've got some comments, but I'm going to get to those after we're done. We're going to go with the last one. But this is definitely not the last series that we need to be getting. This is Castlevania Nocturne Season 2 is going to be hitting up. I'm excited about this. Robert already knows. When this started, Robert watched it before I did. I think you watched like the first couple episodes before I did, because you watched them. I forgot they had it somewhere where it was showing, and I hadn't watched it yet. And you were like, in our little chat group, he was like, Antonio, you've got to watch this. Within the first 10 minutes, you will be in love with the series. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm like, all right. So I watched it maybe like 20 minutes later or something like that. And I watched it and I heard a voice and I said, wait, hold on, no. Yeah. And I rewound it to make sure I heard the voice. And I was like, bet. I already knew. First off, we had an indigenous First Nations vampire. And I was like, oh, cool. Then I heard the voice and I was like, yo, that's Zahn McClarnon. Mm-hmm. Zahn McClarnon is one of my favorite actors. I absolutely love this dude. And he's having such a great resurgence lately. He has a show on AMC, Dark Winds, which is in the second season. Great. Just one of my favorite actors. You'll also know him from one of the funniest and one of the most heartbreaking series possible that recently ended on FX. The Reservation Dogs. Phenomenal. So he's one of my favorite actors. Yeah. So when I heard his voice, I was like, and he has a very recognizable voice if you know him. And I was like, wait, what? I went back, watched. I was like, most of. I ended up watching more than what I was supposed to of that series. He's what drew me there. But Castlevania brought me there. Zahn is one of the reasons why I stayed in it. Obviously, because of the great story, the new character of Richter, and seeing where we're coming from once we left Castlevania, the original series, which ran for 4 seasons. And we're getting this new season, this new series, and they're starting to feel like the games, which I love. Mm-hmm. They have that way of, like, even if you're watching the first season and you're watching Trevor, and as you play a Castlevania game or any really video game, but more along like Castlevania, as you progress in the game and you get stronger, you get this whatever, you see your character kind of evolve and develop. Like they get new armor, they'll get new weapons, what have you. When you're watching the series, you watch Trevor also mature, and you see him kind of like take off his cloak, and he shows more, and he's more proud of the Belmont family crest, and he has new armor, and he shows it, and he gets the Morning Star. When that happened, I said, it's all over. It's a wrap. If you love Castlevania, when you got that flame. I remember the first time I got that, the whip that caught fire, and I was like, you can't tell me nothing. And then when you got the Morning Star, which is the chain whip that will catch on fire, I was like, oh, y'all done messed up. And he even throws knives. You can do that. So yeah, this is definitely a love story to anyone who loves Castlevania. Nocturne is great. We have action adventure. We have this love story between 2 male characters, a male vampire, which is Zahn McClarnon's character. I forgot his name, and also one of the warrior priests, I want to say. Yeah. I think was the other character. Yeah. So even having that there with this conflict of I'm a warrior priest, you're a vampire. How are we going to get along? But still having this very passionate thing. I love how they're just including so much into these series, and it's so in depth that yes, the fight scenes are ridiculous and crazy, but that story will hold you in there, and that can be more tense than any fight that they have, or just a balance of it. I absolutely love that. So Castlevania Season 2 is coming up. I want to say, I think it may be the 15th or the 19th, I want to say.
So I have my $1 million question that's going to piss you off.
Uh-oh, go ahead.
Are they splitting the season? I'm telling you, I feel like whenever it's like a Netflix show,
probably
it's been split.
Probably.
Or if they did it how they did for Arcane. When it was like the first 3 or 4 episodes for like 1 week, and then it was like the next 3 the next week, and then the final 3 that last week. So I'm like, so which one is it?
Well, Castlevania usually has very short seasons, which I like. Like the first seasons of Castlevania was 4 episodes. It was 4 episodes. Yep. It was 4 episodes. Yep.
Wow.
I've watched the first season 10 times. That's legit. So I know it's 4 seasons. That is legit. Because I really enjoy it, and it's also a comfort thing for me to watch as well. But even though it's a comfort thing, I still turn around and watch it, and then I stop doing whatever I'm supposed to be doing,
right?
Because I'm so focused on that. But it does. It'll probably end up being maybe once the 8 seasons seems to be like their sweet spot now. 8 seasons.
You mean 8 episodes?
I mean 8 episodes. I'm hoping 8 seasons.
I was like,
no. 4. No.
Doing 8 seasons.
No. Yes. My producer just told me that it will be premiere date is January 16th.
Okay, so that's time to catch up.
That is your new title. You are the date producer. Thank you very much. So yeah, this is awesome. It probably will be 8 episodes, which I think is their sweet spot. That's what we started doing the last 2 seasons, because it was 4, then it was 6, then it became 8 for the original series. So I would love that as well. So yes, this was going on. So we have some of our viewers, followers have going on. So let's see what we've got here. Joy says, I didn't know about this and just joined. Does it still have the same characters like Eren, Mikasa, and such?
So for the Attack on Titan Requiem, I'm assuming it's like the main trio. I know in the trailer they showed off Zeke, they showed Ymir, and then they showed Grisha when he was semi-adult. So there's a lot of like, in betweens, but I'm pretty sure probably like the main 3 will be there, and then maybe a few other characters, but I just don't know what the lineup is for everybody, because keyword is only fan fiction. So
right, and it is an alternate timeline, so they can do like nice things with the characters, story, and everything like that, and change it around. So which I do like. Mechanical pencils, damn, that sums it up. It sure does. I don't know what to do with that, but I'm going to take it as a good thank you. Said Pharaoh, great TV series, underappreciated, not promoted, classic.
I think this was for Black Lightning.
Yes. Yeah, that's
which it really was.
Lightning. That sounds like a Black Lightning review, unfortunately. Yes, it does. It does. Yeah, that was a series that went through a lot, but it persevered, and we honestly got it. That I'm happy for that, and the cast was incredible. So yes. Also said Pharaoh, oh yeah, Nocturne. Yeah, Nocturne was great. I'm waiting to see Richter throw hands, because he's got like the magic is in it. If this boy starts boxing, it's a wrap. It's over. If I see him doing some footwork and he's throwing those, it's a wrap. That's going to be awesome. But to see him come into his own again, I love how there's a progression and there's arcs and there's development with these characters, and they mean something. That's very important to me, which I love. Last one from Mechanical Panels. Yeah, he does have the focus. That's why I'm trying to go through Castlevania again, so I can rewatch Nocturne, because I enjoyed his character, and that first season had so much. It had the Haitian slave revolution, which when we saw that, I was like, whoa, wait, run that back again. Did you just do this in a Castlevania series? Which was incredible. I absolutely loved it. Joy, I will try. I will try watching Black Lightning. I usually avoid CW stuff. You're not wrong. That's too much like Dawson's Creek. Well, half of Dawson's Creek was all right. Vibes for everything they do. Yeah, they're entering a new era, I want to say, with CW. I don't know what that era is, but it doesn't look like it's going to be anything like we were getting before. No,
I mean, if you do watch Black Lightning, at least watch it, especially when they do the crossovers for the other shows that are needed, because it is worth it. And especially, it's not just, especially for a DC, you have to have at least some type of crossover to watch, like somewhere in some shape or form. Like, just watch the crossovers when they're all together.
And those were actually events. They were cool.
Yeah, they were events, which I enjoyed.
I always say that Black Lightning was like the blackest superhero TV show on TV for like a while, and starts with that first episode. Like, you know that this ain't Arrow. You know that this is not.
Yeah.
It's I was about to say the Justice League, the time travelers and all that. So definitely the culture is represented, and you have a good story about a superhero family. So I would definitely, and some of the best antagonist rogues gallery. Tobias Well, he does not. That brother does not get enough credit for the role that he played on that show. So I would, and you got actors like Jill Scott, Erica. I'm trying to remember Maxine Shaw. I can't remember.
Eric Alexander.
Yeah, Erica Alexander. You have the brother from Predator, Bill Duke. You had a strong.
You had a good cast, like a good ensemble.
They had Tobias was.
I think it's still on Netflix.
I love Tobias.
It might still be on Netflix. It might be on Max.
Okay.
I would give it a Max because since they mostly carry half of like the DC stuff, I give it a Max.
But they're weird with it too. They'll take something off and it'll go to Tubi. And they'll come. They do it back and forth.
Don't put Black Lightning on Tubi.
I'm not mad because if you can watch it for free on Tubi.
Well, I mean, there's that, but still, it's like don't put Black Lightning on Tubi.
Because I like $3.99. I'm just saying. Tobias is one of the most dastardly individuals I've never. And he would always have a greeting for you, but then he would say the most disrespectful thing about you, especially if you were black. He said the most disrespect. He said something about Kool-Aid one day, and I said, "Bro, why are you?" He said something about big lipped. He said Kool-Aid. I was like, why are you like this? This is so unnecessary. But you know what is necessary? Us wrapping up today's show. So, folks, how did you like our geek culture upfronts? Did you enjoy it? Did you not enjoy it? Let us know. And if we didn't mention what you were excited about for January, what are you excited about? What's going on? I think we're gonna do this again. Do
we have to? No,
yes. Yes, no. But I had a lot of fun. I hope you all have fun as well. This was really kind of cool, and I like this. I think this should be our monthly thing. This will be our monthly meetup just to like have some fun. Cool.
I am fine with that.
All right. So, folks, on behalf of TBA News, this is our Geek Culture Upfronts. I was just blessed by having everyone here. Thank you so very much for everyone in the comments and everything. I truly appreciate it. We've had Robert Jeffrey here. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Jabba Chan, thank you very much. Conspicuous by his absence is Michael Williams. Michael is going through moving, so he's not going to be with us for a bit because he's got to set up everything. He's got to find a whole new Fortress of Solitude. He has to find his own crypto. He got a lot and I don't mean the money. I mean like a super dog. I don't mean the money. We don't fool with that with that money. No. But he will be back soon, and we will be having all four of us will be here talking about all of our favorite things coming up. So until then, like I said, this is Robert Jeffrey. This is Jabba Chan. I am Antonio Pomares. Thank you so very much. You have a very good day, and check us out in the coming weeks. We'll be having our own separate shows as well, like we usually do, where we're talking about anime, gaming, comic books, so many other things. And there may be another person joining the team. Possibly there might be another person joining the team. Collectibles, memorabilia, giving their takes on some things. I'm just saying. Don't call it a comeback. We've been here for years. Well, not years. We've been here for months, really. We haven't been here for years. I mean, just relax, calm down. Y'all have a very good night. Enjoy the rest of it. Be safe. And it's a new year. Have fun with it. Bye.
Bye.